Right, so here we are back with F1 Manager. As you can see on screen, we have an update, which we'll see exactly what it's all about, but we'll see if it also affects, the career mode gameplay. Either way, the last episode was Monaco. If you haven't seen it, then go check it out. Link in the top right as always. But today we're here at Baku, and this could be interesting because we have very good top speed. I think we're 7th in the top speed ranking, so it could potentially favour our car this circuit and could be potentially a dark horse for one of our stronger races this season. So leave a like if you want to enjoy, subscribe for more, and let's get into the updates for today's video. So the race is in 2 weeks. We haven't gone through the updates. Not a lot to really talk about, so let me explain. The car will pretty much be unchanged for the foreseeable future because we already have our upgrades maxed out. So as you can see, 3 upgrades on the way. They're all really big upgrades, by the way. I've put a lot into these, and they're also intense. These 3 could potentially steer our season into the good direction or a bad direction. I'm hoping we can break the top 10. Now at the moment we're trying to save money for this. The design center, $18 million. We're 700,000 short, which would enable us to have 5 extra designers, which will help streamline and speed the process of upgrades quite a lot. So Fernando Alonso has a point, which we're going to invest in. Let's go smoothness. I've never actually purchased smoothness before. Let's see how that goes. Like always, we'll guarantee Q2 with 1 car, which is P15 or above. We'll also guarantee P15 or above for the race. And we've currently got an active qualifying streak of P15 or above for 4 races. So we should be able to hit all 3 of these quite easily.
Well done, guys. Very good. Happy. Yeah, copy.
There we go. Job done. So practice done. Maximum score. Happy days. So let's get rid of these pretty second-hand parts, as the new engine will make a big difference here, especially on that pit straight, and we know we've got that straight line speed. 7th best on the grid, which is going to help us out a lot. So yeah, we'll get both cars switched. I'm still not too confident it's going to completely fix our weekend. I think for a little bit off the pace here, I'm not going to lie. So Alonso will get passed by Albon, and then hopefully you should be able to pass Albon straight back past, so no time loss. Yeah, it's not too bad actually, it's actually pretty decent. This would be a good first lap, a good first reference. Alonso P5, Seb also not really hindered by traffic that badly. And here goes P8. Right, second lap. Alonso will have, I think, Hamilton as traffic and Stroll, which he should clear on this back straight away, so he'll have no traffic for the rest of the lap, which is good. Alonso does improve overall. Sebastian's on a couple of personal bests. We'll get a nice little slipstream as well for good measure. Jumps up the order. No, he doesn't improve. Okay, so the man to watch for this one is going to be Seb, although we've had a yellow flag in Sector 1.
Let's have a look. Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell.
So George giving Lewis possibly a bit of a tow.
Clearly something went very, very wrong there.
Clearly he did a Lewis Hamilton 2021, left the brake magic on. Anyway, this is Sebastian's time. If he could leapfrog Russell, which I think he will, he'll be safe. So Russell could be in danger of getting knocked out here. To be fair, there's a pretty big gap to the knockout, but I'm not too confident the McLaren's lap times are too legit. Alonso just up the road, lap times coming in. Norris is out. That is huge. Alonso, a couple of personal bests, and now Sebastian is responding. I think we're through, I think we're safe, but let's just see what the pace is anyway. Alonso up to the line, and it's going to be an improvement into the top 8. Sebastian Vettel, top 12. Fernando P8. Very, very exciting. Better than I thought, actually. I thought he was a bit off the pace in practice, but I was wrong. Russell's out, so we know we're going to be starting at worst P14. Seb's car's 2 kilometers slower in top speed. That's probably the engine, to be fair. They've both got different engine wear. Alonso does clear Carlos on the run down the hill. Sebastian's going to get a nice clear lap. Let's see up to the line. First lap on the board. Alonso goes ahead of Stroll, behind Gasly. Sebastian Vettel after him, but nearly 3/10 of a gap. But both cars ahead of both Alpha Tauris, which is encouraging. Right, let's see what happens then. So, final run. I've got a good feeling here we're going to get at least Alonso into Q3. The question is, can we get Sebastian into Q3? He's currently 0.02 off making it, albeit Hamilton will improve. But let's see. I'm expecting an improvement. Let's just confirm him moving into the top 10 comfortably. And he does. Only P9 though, to be fair. That's not super convincing. Alonso doesn't improve in the middle. Sebastian should and does improve, and he's going to get a slight slipstream there for a moment. Alonso up to the line. Currently he's safe. And we're just going to confirm it. He got held. He got held. That's not good. That might cost him. He makes it just, but Seb is out. So Sebastian out, as I expected pretty much. Seb does drop the pace in qualifying. But still, it's not too shabby. P12. We can fight from there. Seb did go quicker than Q1, so that's all I can really ask. Alonso went slower, but was blocked on his last lap. I think our true pace is a bit better than that. I think we can fight for P8. I think a 43 is a bit too far to reach. If Alonso got into the 43s, that would be excellent. That would be fantastic. But I'm not going to hold my hopes up too much. Well, let's just rattle through this and see what this first banker lap is. It's going to be nice and clean track for Fernando. Let's just see where this first banker puts us. P10. Okay, so work to be done. One more fresh set of tyres to arrive. Here we go then. Final lap with Fernando. Let's hopefully enjoy it. And let's see if we can get a bit of magic from Magic Alonso himself. He's not going to have any hold-ups, so he won't have a Ferrari in the form of Leclerc to block him on this lap. So let's see. Realistically, looking at this at the moment, I'd love to get P7, but obviously people are going to improve. The top 6 looks very locked in right now. Still, let's see. One sector at a time. Personal best first. Gasly across the line. Does not improve. Magnussen also does not improve across the line. Checkered flag out. Bottas also does not improve. Nobody's improving. Ocon also does not improve. Hamilton also did not improve. So this could be it for Alonso. P7 on the table here. It's a couple of personal bests. This could be it. This could be the one right here. Let's see. Does Fernando bag himself a P7, which would be a phenomenal qualifying. Best qualifying of the season so far. Up to the line. He does. Comfortably. Well, there we have it then. Qualifying results in. Perez into the 42s. Massive lap time improvement. Verstappen also into the 42s, but just misses out. Leclerc, 3/10 at bay. Sainz a long way back in a 43.6. And then Gasly, Bottas. Alonso, 44.0. Big improvement. 2/10 compared to Q1, Q2. Almost got into the 43s ahead of Magnussen, Ocon and Hamilton. And yeah, so P7, P12. Decent starting places. And we can fight from here in the race. I'm going to split the strategies. I'm going to two-stop Alonso. He's very fast this weekend. And I always say, if the driver's fast, it's worth a two-stop. Seb's not that quick, so we'll just go on the one-stop, play it safe. Hope for a safety car. All that stuff. But Fernando is on pace. So let's do it. Let's run it. Let's go for the two-stop with Fernando and let's see what happens. And we'll split them and hope for the best. I think it could be a fun race. Definitely. I mean, yeah, I do agree, Yus, we should two-stop both. I mean, we still can. That's the beauty. They're both starting on the same tire, so we can mess around with it a little bit. Let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that, because they won't clash on strategy then. They won't clash on strategy. So we'll two-stop both drivers. It seems to be the faster option, which is a surprise. And we'll basically have them on slightly differing tyre compounds so that we don't clash on pit stop laps. So that way we can still stop them both and not have any issues. Seb's got a fresh soft, so we're going to try and get him up into the top 10 early on.
A somewhat overcast day for the drivers who've now taken position on the grid. Looking at Fernando Alonso here. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. And for the second driver, it's Sebastian Vettel. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. The race start is mere seconds away. This is what you've been waiting for. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Underway then, on board with Sebastian as he's on the soft tire, so I want to try and see him get the elbows out nice and early. Up the inside of Joe at turn 1, gets the move done straight away, which you love to see. Alonso has lost the place to Magnussen. Tyre compounds, we've got Hamilton on soft, Ocon on soft.
Let's focus.
Magnussen, Gasly also soft. So Alonso could be on the back foot here, so important that we try and keep pace. Bottas, Perez, Leclerc also on medium. Verstappen looking to break away on soft. Well, let's keep an eye on this then. Keep an eye on the deltas, on the gaps. We're not going to push the tyres hard, we're going to play the long game. Again, that's what we've been doing so far. It's worked pretty well this season to good effect. in most races. Alonso under pressure from Ocon and struggling to hold that soft tyre pace. But again, we know the top speed is good. So I'm kind of banking on that being a decisive factor for us. Dropping Joe, who's on medium, which is encouraging. Albon also on medium. So Sebastian could actually be on the back end of the point scorers here and just kind of break away from the midfield runners. So important here that we try to push on with Seb. Alonso just hanging on. Not ideal that Seb's following a Mercedes. That is a bit of an issue, because Hamilton's always going to be so fast. But we're hanging on. We're going to have DRS with both cars. Alonso actually challenging Magnussen. Fastest lap around the outside. Doesn't quite pull it off, but more battling ahead with Gasly and Bottas.
Yeah, take it easy. Copy.
And you can see we're now starting to put some daylight
This is good, come on.
between us and Joe and the AlphaTauris. Russell still trying to fight back. But this is good. He's dropped Ocon by accident, which is also very good. We have to make this race count with Norris in P20 and Ricciardo P16, by the way. This is a critical race. Joe's out the points as well. The only bad news is Bottas is P5, but I can't complain. McLaren are more of an issue, I think. Hamilton just out of the DRS range from Ocon here. Could we see Sebastian Vettel get a bit cheeky? And Seb's got it done.
Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
So Hamilton dropped out of range from DRS, and first chance pretty much Sebastian has gone through. Love to see that. Old rivals battling at Baku once again. Luckily this time no contact, no controversy. Okay, nice. We're hanging in, we're hanging in. This is very, very good. Hamilton out of DRS. I think he's running an old engine because he's not been on the pace this weekend. To be fair, Russell was struggling as well, so Merc just off the pace. Seems like Mercedes power cars are off the pace generally if you look at Williams, McLaren, Mercedes. So that's interesting. Alonso dropping out of range again. Sebastian's got a chance here. I'm going to try and take it to get past Ocon. He's just out of DRS window here, so Sebastian looking very strong this race so far. I'm not going to lie, he's doing the right things at the right time. Important that we close back up to Fernando, but Seb's flying. Invert the cars naturally. I'll try and do that. Try and save a bit of battery. Fernando, we'll use a bit of deploy with Seb just to invert them. Alonso defending quite hard, but let's see. Seb should swap around with Fernando. Magnussen also dropping out DRS range, which is important. Come on, we need to invert here, fellas. And there it is. Happy, happy days. Seb gets DRS. Lovely jubbly. That was pretty successful. Yeah, we're looking good here, man. Sebastian, again, 2/10 off the pace in qualifying compared to Alonso, but race pace is looking strong.
So use energy. Copy.
There we go. It's easy work, baby. It's easy money. It's too easy for Sebastian Vettel today. Maybe we could do a one-stop that's a soft medium. It wasn't a strategy option before, but maybe a soft medium one-stop. Try to charge with Seb a little bit. That's the Fernando. We will try to get past here. Fernando going through. Don't hesitate. Come on, let's get it done. Seb's chilling. Alonso up the inside. Gets it done. Let's try and close the gap now to the cars ahead. Here's current tyre wear levels. There's not a lot in it. Fresh soft to fresh medium. I mean, I'll put Alonso through the ringer a bit, but 10% difference is not a lot. 9%. Joe Albon pit. But we have to look at the undercut here with Fernando. Honestly, I'm really tempted to one-stop with Sebastian. I think he's got a fresh medium. He could make a soft medium one-stop work, which was not an option. If I box this lap, right, with Fernando, and we go for a soft tyre, which won't be fresh, it'll be used, but if we go for a soft tyre, and say get to lap 28, 29, and then just put the hard tyre onto the end, essentially, hopefully this middle stint will move Alonso into P3. My mind's like blowing up right now. Basically, I understand the game, I hear it. Medium, soft, soft, or soft, medium, medium is the way to go. Alright, soft, medium, medium, whatever. Clearly, you want to avoid the hard tyre. And clearly, you want to avoid the one-stop. But the scientific practice is being not put to the test logically, in the sense that Seb's doing really well and is on course for an easy one stop right now, and he looks strong. So strategy update: Seb soft medium medium, Alonso medium soft medium. The plan here is to try and push in this middle stint with Alonso and get work done, get shit done, get progress done. Now interestingly, Verstappen's pitting. He was on a used soft, which tells me I think we're looking at a 2 with Verstappen. If he goes for the hard tyre, he's going for a possible 1. My gut says he won't go for a hard tyre now. Let's see.
Yeah, take it easy. Copy.
This is good now. Gasly sitting there nicely. It's going to help us out a treat. Verstappen onto the hard tyre. So keeping his options open. Possible 1 stop here. We can follow Pierre. This is nice. We can just chill behind him. Bottas up to P3 ahead of Sainz. Okay, Gasly in, Sainz in as expected. So we're moving up. So we're going to go neutral now. Just standard modes. Just let the drivers push at their own pace. Magnussen pit as well. Let's just leave them out there together. I think Seb's tyres dropping. I think once you go below 45, tyres become an issue. I'm going to go push on this lap. This will be now Sebastian's in lap. I know we could push the tyres more, but I don't know if it's actually faster. We're losing time. Alonso just held on there. Lovely stuff. And we'll now push with Alonso. We'll leave him in aggressive. So Alonso will take over. Seb now pits. Let's see. Ocon also in the pit lane. Very important stop here. Please, no delay. Nice and smooth. Not the best, but we'll take it. Back underway. Rejoining clean air. Not quite. Just with Magnussen, but that's not too bad. We can work with that. Let's see if Seb can close the gap. And he has. Sainz has spun.
Let's take a look at the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Ooh.
And this.
That's a big time.
This is where they spun out.
Big time loss. So wait, hold the phone. So Sainz spun, managed to recover the car and still stay ahead of Gasly, Bottas and Vettel, which is not great. This now makes Alonso's one stop a bit more interesting, because I don't know how much time they lost behind Sainz that spun. But look at that, 2 minute 9, 154. Lost about 5 seconds. This now makes Alonso on a one stop maybe a bit more of a possibility. It's faster now. It's now the faster option. My gut feeling says a 1, and it is now faster. And if we extend his 1 more lap, it'll be even better. My gut says everyone's one stopping at this stage based off tyre compound, so we might have to go with it with Seb here and try to bomb and go forward. I'm going to push for Sebastian. We have to move. The 2 stop is looking like an odd strategy rather than the common strategy. Alonso in. Come on, Sebastian. We need to get some moves done now, mate. It's very important. Alonso, what's the stop going to be? 2.7. Good stop. It's all kicking off here now, though. This is the scrap. Alonso rejoins us in a nice bit of clean air, which is good. And much pressure tyres than everybody else, which is very encouraging. I will set him to push early doors. I want to see if he can try and catch up to Ocon. Sebastian, look at that. Now he's flying. We've missed it, but he's got progress.
Aston Martin are moving up the field.
2 places gained.
Let's have a look. So this was the Aston Martin.
Look at that. Seb with the double. Up the inside of both. Easy work. Right, Alonso's got DRS, so we can save the battery. Seb also has DRS, and we can save the battery. At this point, I'm leaning more towards trying to get Seb onto a soft tyre at the end. He's actually past Sainz to be first. This is perfect. We'll just use that as a chance to save a bit of fuel throughout the lap.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position. Let's see what happened there. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel.
Seb clearing Sainz, and because he's cleared him around the outside, we can now save that fuel for at least half a lap. And Sebastian has held on. So now we counterpunch. So attack mode for a lap and deploy to try and drop Sainz. This is it. This is such an interesting race. Fascinating race. And I really like Alonso now, his chances with this strategy. This is good. We've got the gap we need. let's just hope that these guys battle and Sebastian can chill for a bit. Ideally, I want Seb to not get overtaken before he pits, but now it's time for Alonso to get a move on. So, overtake engaged, fuel and tyres. We're going to try and get Ocon here.
Use overtake. Copy.
We're going to try to pass Ocon and then set to deploy to try and latch onto the back of this train. That's what I'm looking for here. So, here we go. First attempt. Can we get the Alpine? Use the straight line speed that we've got. The Alpine weaving there as Ocon goes defensive. Fernando not quite able to go through just yet, but he's going to look for the move up the inside of turn 2. It's a risky move, but it's a successful one, and he gets the DRS. So we go deploy it, and we're going to send it for a lap. Just for a lap, just to try and drop Ocon. Oh, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. That was Bottas in the wall. That could be a safety car or a VSC.
That's a crash. We can take a look now. Now we see Valtteri Bottas.
Just lock the rears. No.
Oh, a nasty crash there.
Is that a safety car or a VSC? No, Bottas gets going. Alonso on an absolute rampage now. He's been pretty slow starting this race, but he's completely come alive. And this is encouraging as well because the hard tyre looks good. Pit window in a lap. For this next stint, I will leave Seb in just standard mode and just see if he naturally catches back up. Because those on the hards are still looking very good on tyres, so we might have to go a bit longer here to kind of get an advantage. Alright, so Sebastian saving fuel and also harvesting battery. Signs up the inside. As I expected, just trying to recharge a little bit.
Really?
Just stay in there, Seb, try and cost him a bit of time. Seb will get points. I'm not too concerned. I think we'll get P10. Hamilton's battling. He's quite far back. He's struggling for pace. But I'd like to get more than just 1 point, ideally. Alonso still has slightly better tyre wear. Not a lot more. It's kind of leveled out a bit because we pushed with him a little bit. But oh, wow. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Ha, 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 ha. Here we go, then. The big question is anybody going to pit? Verstappen first across the pit. Doesn't pit. Leclerc stays out. Checo stays out. This is it. This could be big. Looks like nobody's in, so Sebastian in. Alonso following. Is there going to be a time loss? There might be a slight time loss, but it won't be major. Seb gets serviced. 2.8. Not too bad. Minimal time loss. We'll be out with both cars ahead of Stroll, which is important. There's Lance, and you can see we'll be ahead of him with both easily. Seb just behind Zhou and Hamilton. A bit of a shame there. Could have done with getting ahead of them too, but okay, we're already on for 1 point, and we're now going to have tyres. Tyres. Lapped cars may now overtake. Okay, so this is the new update. Okay. Right, well, we're going to just save everything then. Recharge the whole thing. We're going to go. We're going to try and get... We need to at least clear Hamilton and Zhou. Clear them too, and then we can kind of manage it a little bit. But we have to clear Hamilton and Zhou. Very important. Let's see. Here we go. Back underway. What we don't want is civil war into team battling. Let's speed this up a little bit. Watch from Fernando's view. Seb up the inside of Hamilton straight away. Yes. Lovely. Alonso, follow. Come on. Around the outside here, mate. This is what we're going to need. Yep. Lovely. You can see Joe's already dropping back from the cars ahead. Come on. Gotta go. That's a brave move from Sebastian. But he gets it done. We can now go neutral and save that battery. Seb's burned through his battery a lot quicker than Fernando.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Need Fernando to get through here. And Zhou pits. Interesting. That would be interesting if now they all two-stopped. Could you imagine if everyone two-stopped? It's important that we try and hold on to this tyre wear advantage now. So that's why we're in standard. And just rely on fuel push. Seb. Come on, let's try and get Ocon here, mate. Got to try and carve our way through.
DRS it,
We'll get DRS on the next straight, so that might help just get the job done. There we go. That's one car through. Will Alonso follow? Absolutely. Lovely jubbly. Right, this is looking very promising. Right, Magnussen up next. He's got no DRS on Pierre, and then Pierre is battling with Sainz yet again. So P4 is on the table here, very, very comfortably. I may have to put Seb into harvest at some point, just to kind of recharge the battery, whereas Alonso's got a bit more in the tank. But anyway, yet again, both cars are going to follow through. Seb up the inside, Alonso right the outside. Oh my goodness me. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to be the one in front? It's Sebastian Vettel, but my God, what a sequence. Ooh. Oh. Run that back. Give me that replay.
So this was the Aston Martin.
Oh dear, look at that sequence. Beautiful. Poetry in motion. You've got to love it.
Gaining a position there. Oh, they make it look so easy.
Oh. Run that back. Look at this. This could be a season-defining race. McLaren, Norris out. Ricciardo 13th. Big L for McLaren. Bottas is now 10th. So we could jump up to 5th. We could also outscore Alpine as well, which is mental. Where are the moves? It's Sebastian looking for a move on Gasly. Doesn't quite commit. Alonso also doesn't quite commit on Magnussen. But this is the spout for P4 right now. I'll take a P4, P5 right this very second. Sebastian. Is he going to get Pierre? He does. Alonso not quite able to get Magnussen though. But Seb is going to get Pierre. Okay, come on. There, Sebastian's already, he can't even wait. He's getting stuck in already. Seb's just getting to the point. I think Sainz will get DRS though, which is unfortunate, but you've got to love it. Sebastian's giving it 100 in this race. Look at that. Dicing back and forth, up, inside, outside. Alonso, I am going to try to use a bit.
Advance the race position.
He clears, or not clears, he stays ahead of Ocon. But look at that, Vettel's done it. He's done it. We're going. We're going to try and bolt. It's all about Fernando now. Overtake mode engaged. He's already going for it on Magnussen around the outside. It's done. It's easy. It's light work. On to Gasly. Next one. Let's go. This is looking like a P4, P5. Could actually challenge for a podium here. If I can get Alonso up to Sebastian, they can maybe work together to recharge battery and fight for a podium. Because we're going to have the tyre advantage. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Alonso, clear Gasly first. Could actually clear Sainz as well here. Could be a 2-for-1 special. Almost. Does get Sainz. Doesn't quite get Pierre. Sebastian's catching the front three. Hold the phone. Okay, let's go for it. Overtake mode with Alonso. He's done it already. He's just built different. Okay, well deploy is. Let's try and defend. Seb's going to get DRS here. I'm going to also just keep that little bit of fuel back. Actually, I'm going to conserve, make the most of it. But yeah, Seb's going to recharge now. Let's just try and get those batteries charged up. Get that fuel back, all of it. We're saving the tyres. We're saving the tyres right to the end. We've got an advantage here. I want to try and make it count. Alonso's just naturally going to catch because we're just saving with Seb right now. Both Red Bulls are side by side. They've been side by side for the last lap. It's Red Bull versus the Red Bull copy pasta. Aston Martin versus Red Bull. We can just keep saving. The tyre advantage is just working wonders for us here. I just want to get Alonso charged up before we go with both drivers. I just want to give Alonso one more lap. And Seb isn't fully charged on battery yet. It's time for the push. This is it. Everything we've got now. We are looking at a double podium. This is going to be it. Haven't got as much charged up as I would have liked, but doesn't matter. It's game time. It's show time. Red Bull power unit battle. As you know, we have a Red Bull engine in the back of our Aston Martin, so it's going to be a fairly even horsepower battle. So we are kind of counting on the tyres to help us out. Come on, Seb. Get them both. Get them both. Go on. Get one of them at least. Split them. Come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, podium. Come on. On to the last lap. Okay, here we go. This is it. Can we get second place? Sebastian Vettel versus Max Verstappen. Fernando Alonso versus Sergio Perez. Alonso running low on battery. Sebastian Vettel to the outside. In the horsepower race, Verstappen moves across.
So this is last lap. This is last lap.
No answer. Alonso also no answer there. I'm going to go deploy. I'm going to try deploy. See if it gives us any more. Alonso up the inside into turn 2.
So
Sebastian Vettel going for the move. This is it. Yeah. He's done it. And now Alonso. Verstappen's got no DRS. This could be the one. Oh, no, not quite.
Doing a good job.
Oh, Seb's got it. He's got loads of energy and power and fuel to push. This is about Alonso now. Can Fernando go for it? He's going for it. He's not even waiting for the DRS. He's going for it now. Run the outside. Go on, Fernando. Yes, he's done it. It's done. It's done.
Good job.
What we need now is for Seb to give Alonso DRS to lock this in. We just need Alonso to hold on here on the run to the line. Australian speed has been world class all weekend. Can we hold on one more time? We don't have day energy for it. Verstappen's battery isn't flashing, so it's an ominous sign. I was hoping to get DRS from Sebastian Vettel, but it hasn't worked out. Leclerc wins. Here comes Max Verstappen. It's going to be a drag race. Alonso moves across. He's done it.
Checkered flag. Checkered flag.
Strategy was good.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Take all the pickup on the way in. Well done.
Bit happy in that, Seb. Come on.
Take all the pickup you can, smash it. All the pickup you can.
Bit more happy in that, Sebastian. Come on.
That's checkered flag.
Yeah, so what are they today?
Facts.
I really
Facts.
enjoyed that. Well done. Take the pickup.
Parc Ferme for the first time.
Sebastian Vettel sure knows how to show Formula One fans a good time. Great work.
We haven't seen this animation in a minute. Wow. Another Baku podium for Seb.
Everyone involved in Formula One dreams of seeing their driver up there on the podium.
Look at that image. Look at that image. It's beautiful. Love it, love it.
And the multiple world champion clearly isn't done yet, as once again he triumphs with yet another podium finish.
Drink it in. Drink it in. That champagne's going to taste extra sweet tonight, baby. What a race by Sebastian Vettel, by the way. Sebastian Vettel qualified 12th. Alonso qualified 7th, but Seb put a shift in on that soft tyre. What a race. All of our rivals struggled. Zhou scores a single point for Alfa Romeo. Both Alpha Tauri's at the points. Both McLaren's at the points with Norris DNFing. Bottas fastest lap down in P15. Sebastian into the top 10. Alonso just behind. That is what I'm talking about. That is some serious points right there. The highest scoring team this weekend. We take a big gap over McLaren, a huge gap over Alfa Romeo, and we're now just 21 points behind Alpine, so I guess we've got our next target. Yeah, we'll take that. Absolutely. Very, very nice. Going to be a hefty payout as well for the drivers, but still, we'll take that. So Sebastian's got a development point. Let's burn it up. We'll go for braking, as that's still a deficiency for Sebastian. Adaptability, to be fair, is looking great, but we'll go braking, as it is a weakness. Drogovic, adaptability, we know that, which is really poor. So let's refurbish the memorabilia room, as we now have some trophies to put into it. So now it's worth actually paying for. It's been a banging season, to be fair. Like we actually recovered this really well, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a really, like, we've upgraded well. Considering we basically threw away season 1 of the research phase, we're pulling out the bag this season. I genuinely think this season isn't over yet. We could finish P4. But right now we're kind of maxed out with upgrades, so we can't really do anything. So we'll just skip ahead for now. These 3 upgrades, by the way, I said it in the intro, but these 3 are huge. This will determine our development path for the rest of the season. So whether we continue to push on with this car, or at the halfway stage season break, we kind of pivot and go research for season 3. So, Canada next. Hopefully you enjoyed. That was historic. Like, subscribe, I think that deserves it. And I'll see you in the next one. Check out the 2 videos on screen. And yeah, I'll be surprised if we top that race this season. If we don't, I'm happy with that.